From the heartwarming bonds of friendship to the abrupt snap of a series finale, this is the bittersweet story of why we won't see Firefly Season 3, so buckle up, folks, because it's a wild ride. Firefly Lane, the hit Netflix series, is based on the novel by Kristen Hanna. Fans loved the series for its delightful 70s nostalgia and compelling friendship between Tully and Kate. However, Netflix recently canceled the show, meaning it won't be lighting up our screens for a third season. You're probably asking why. Well, let's dive into the reasons and theories. First, let's address the glaring elephant in the room: ratings. When the show debuted, it quickly climbed the ranks on Netflix with strong viewer numbers. The second season saw a significant plummet in viewership. It seems that the complex timelines and dramatic twists didn't quite resonate with the audience. And Netflix, as we know, is a real stickler for numbers, perhaps more than any other streaming site. If a show doesn't bring in viewers, it's in huge danger of getting the chop. Unfortunately, this was the bitter pill Firefly Lane had to swallow. Just look at 1899, First Kill, and Warrior Nun, for example. Netflix knows how to cancel shows when they're good. But here's a major twist to our story. Ratings weren't the main reason why Netflix ended the show. The brain behind the show, Maggie Friedman, had a part to play. She wasn't ready to gamble with the storyline's future. She decided to take the bull by the horns and bulk up the second season. Originally, the plan was to cap the season at only 10 episodes. However, in a candid chat with a Netflix executive, Maggie voiced her fears. Thankfully, the executive was a firm supporter of the show. Maggie knew the final destination of the show's narrative. And given Netflix's track record of cancellations, she refused to leave fans hanging on a cliffhanger, with the risk of the story remaining unfinished. Maggie was determined to narrate the tale in all its glory. Netflix's drama series bigwig, Ginny Howe, chimed in on this decision. She revealed that the streaming giant was keen on respecting Friedman's grand plan for the show. Friedman had envisioned the story as spanning across 2 books. Howe claims the most suitable way to present the series to fans, while also staying true to Maggie's original vision, was to cap the series at 2 seasons. So, it appears Friedman shielded us from the pain of another Netflix cancellation. It's a deed we're eternally thankful for, even if it means we'll be weeping into our pillows for weeks on end. However, there's still more to this story. What about the heart and soul of the show, the cast members? How did they react to this abrupt ending? Let's dive into the emotional roller coaster they faced with this terrible news. Katherine Heigl, who plays the vibrant Tully, publicly expressed her disappointment with the cancellation. She poured her heart out on social media about her deep connection to Tully, along with her wish to continue this captivating journey. Sarah Chalk, our beloved Kate, was no different. She too shared her regret and heartbreak about the show's cancellation. Like Heigl, she expressed how much she adored the role and the series. It's clear that the cast has grown attached to their characters, and the ending of Season 2 left them yearning for more. There's another very important group of people we haven't spoken about yet. The loyal fans of Firefly Lane, of course. How did they react to this devastating news? Well, their reaction was just as mixed as the show's timelines. Some expressed disappointment at the cancellation. They felt robbed of a series they had grown to love. Others, however, felt the series had veered too far from the original book. They believed the show had lost some of its original charm along the way. Then there were those who felt relief. This group felt relieved they wouldn't have to face another season of Tully and Kate's turbulent friendship. But there's also another group of fans. This bunch thinks the cancellation was way too premature. They argue the show had a ton more tales to unravel, there are plenty more character arcs to explore, and many heartwarming moments to unveil. These loyal fans wished to see Tully and Kate's friendship continue to evolve as their lives became further entwined. Despite these plans, the verdict from Netflix is final, and Firefly Lane Season 3 simply isn't happening. Such is the harsh reality of the entertainment industry, where the survival of a show depends heavily on its ratings and audience appeal. It's a harsh reminder that even the most heartfelt stories can face an unexpected end. But here's the thing. the show did stay mostly faithful to the source material. For example, Kate's fatal cancer diagnosis played out on the small screen, almost word for word as it did in the book. As soon as Tully hears the gut-wrenching news, she jets off back home. Tully is determined to be by Kate's side so she can give her longtime friend the support she needs in her final moments. Geez, what a way to make people tear up. If your heart hasn't been broken enough yet, there's a poignant fast-forward moment. We see Mara on her big day, her wedding. Along with Tully having an imaginary heart-to-heart with her deceased bestie, the pair discuss just how proud they are of Mara. But the climax, the real tearjerker, is when Johnny hands a grieving Tully a box. Inside it are a couple of precious keepsakes from Kate after she passed, one of them being her complete book, which was titled Firefly Lane. Yup, now we're crying too. This was exactly what happened in the second book. Since Kristen hasn't yet penned a third book, there wasn't any material left for a third season. Making a third one would have relied entirely on the writers thinking of their own storylines. That would have been something guaranteed to upset fans. But hey, who's to say what the future holds? Kristen hasn't completely dismissed the idea of cranking out a third book. If she does get one nailed, we might just witness a third season. During an interview back in April 2021, she was asked about her upcoming projects. She said, "With all the publicity and the pandemic throwing me off balance, I'm just starting to toy with some ideas. Initially, I envisioned Firefly Lane as the opening act of a trilogy, so I wouldn't completely rule out penning a third book, so there it is. We've got a chance to see Firefly Lane Season 3, if Maggie ever decides on the final book. Even if she doesn't write another book, there's still the second book, Fly Away, which Netflix could adapt. In this book, we see Tully and the others trying to put their lives back together. This is all set after Kate passes away, as the characters navigate the impact of her death. The story is set many years after she dies. In it, we see that Tully has a job as a celebrity news reporter and presenter. However, it's not all plain sailing for her. Soon enough, Tully hits rock bottom. Similarly, we learn about how Mara's life continued after Kate's passing. She's struggling to cope with things with Johnny, her father. Johnny is trying to make things better after Tully dies. Sadly for him, Mara's mother's death has made her unreachable. Not even Johnny can talk to her. But a new, dangerous man seems to be the key to making her happy again. This sequel book also sees the return of Dorothy Hart, aka Tully's mom. Dorothy wants to become a mother again to Tully. Another season of this show could come out in a few years. It'd be just like the second book. They could explore all of the issues above. This third season would deal with themes of love and forgiveness in the typically powerful Firefly Lane way. We started with a nostalgic reminiscence of a lifelong friendship and ended with a heartbreaking finale that left many longing for more. It's a melancholic saga of fluctuating ratings, joined with divergent audience reactions and the brutal realities of show business. But just like the enduring friendship of Tully and Kate, the best stories live on in our hearts. So there you have it. That was the enthralling saga of Firefly Lane, and why we won't see a Season 3.